What's up, guys? Uh, Good evening and shit. It's like 10:49 p.m.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode on my channel, where today it is attempt 6427 of me trying to figure out how to record this segment of the script. To start off with, I heard from a handy WikiHow tutorial that it's always been a good idea to fill in your audience with a subject of a video before you begin talking about it. Well, for those of you that have an actual life with like friends and whatnot, Hypixel Skyblock, released in June of 2019 to the Hypixel network, is a persistent minigame that can be accessed through Hypixel's navigator or through the prototype lobby. Like vanilla Minecraft, Skyblock has no win or loss. There are no levels or stages either. Instead, an individual's goal while playing this wretched game is to simply obtain the best armor or weapon. Players start their journey by spawning on their private island, where they go to punch a tree to the ground, like in vanilla, but instead of using that wood to craft a crafting table, they bridge to the opposing floating island and say hi to Jerry, the antagonist of the game, and then log into Wincraft. It's funny because I stole Technoblade's joke. The fact that the game is even called Skyblock to begin with is a massive scam. To play devil's advocate, you are on floating islands, but they're massive enough to expand past one's render distance, and no one would even know they're islands unless you told them so. Anyways, once you have made your perilous journey to the hub island, you go to meet the other glorious wonders of the Skyblock community. Also, side note, Gavin came over to my house recently and apparently he altered my script and he just wrote "Shrek is hot AF my guys." So like, I'm not gonna say that I disagree with him, but I just think that that's pretty funny. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that you wouldn't have clicked on this video unless you were either a huge fan of Skyblock or you're a sane, normal human being. Playing Skyblock is a lot like talking to women. No matter how hard you try, you will never be truly good at it. I actually managed to catch wind that North Korea uses Hypixel Skyblock to torture prisoners of war. It honestly astounds me that you absolute simpletons would play it for entertainment. What kind of deranged lunatic, nay, psychopath would gain any enjoyment from playing a decorated hellhole? For one, the game is really buggy. I understand that the game is in constant development, and developers don't know about every bug, but is it too difficult for them to be bothered to literally even test a new item before releasing it? Some of you may remember when Technoblade released a video titled "The Deadliest Sword in Skyblock," where at the beginning of a video he detailed an experience he had with a co-op member, Time Dio, where, as a joke, Time Dio wanted to jump off the map with all of Technoblade's money on him, this amount being 50 million coins. Time Dio assured his co-op members that it would be fine, because he had an item called the Saving Grace on him that would prevent him from actually dying and losing the money. TLDR, he died and lost the money, which was 25 million coins. I can't even begin to fathom how a developer would miss this issue. When they were coding an item whose only purpose was to save the user from death, did it never cross their minds to check and see if it saved the user from the void in a game called Skyblock? I know this is only one example, but it's one of many examples of people losing days or even weeks of progress because Hypixel Skyblock developers couldn't be bothered to spend more than 10 minutes coding their dumbass game. Additionally, there are some bugs that, instead of harming a player, could actually help a player by duplicating money or duplicating valuable items for money. These bugs are even more harmful to the Hypixel Skyblock community because instead of just harming one or two people, it harms the entire player base of 30,000 players or more. Exploiters like this will often duplicate trillions of items and sell them off quickly to become the richest of the player base. This issue with this reason affects others because Hypixel Skyblock economy is run entirely by the players. This means that their stocks and prices for items will rise and fall to comply with supply and demand. This means that exploiters will sell the most rare and valuable items in the millions and oversaturate the market, making them not rare anymore and ultimately making the price of the item worth nothing because there is an overabundance of these items in circulation now. This means that players who actually worked hard to obtain these rare items will sell them for a profit and be somewhat disappointed to find that after farming for 3 days in the Dwarven mines, they come back home to sell their bounty for like 20 coins. Just like the bugged items I talked about earlier, this is a real issue and it mostly falls on the developers' shoulders because they are the ones who ultimately didn't check for these exploitive bugs in the first place. The developers in the past should be able to remove all of these legally obtained items from circulation and ban the exploiters, but they can't reverse the damages done to the economy. It can take weeks or even months for prices to go back to normal. The fatal flaw in all MMORPGs is that every one of these games has boring gameplay that wouldn't be considered innovative 10 years ago. Kill mobs, level up, collect items, boring quests. On top of that, they all have the exact same gameplay. It's like one boring game copied another boring title. It's a vicious cycle of fucking insanity. Even worse, Skyblock and most MMORPGs are pay to win. I know that I'm gonna get a lot of flack in the comments for saying that, but potion buffs you can buy alone in Skyblock are enough to convince me that the game is pay to win. There's no reason a level 2 non with 20 bucks to spare should be able to have the abilities of a fucking god the second he materializes in the lobby. The main reason for this epidemic is that it's not that easy to make a good game. All some greedy businessman has to do to make a quick buck is to make an MMORPG. They're easy to make because they're all the exact same game. That's why most MMORPGs you play are made by companies of clueless businessmen, not hardcore gamers. The only thing that you're able to do in Skyblock is mine blocks and kill mobs, and then sell the loot from doing those things so that you can buy something that helps you mine blocks and kill mobs faster. I've spoken to multiple people in the past who say that they don't like prison servers, but they like Skyblock. That doesn't make any sense considering that Skyblock, by definition, is a prison game mode. The fact that people can find it entertaining to sit in front of a computer screen and click on some pixels every few seconds for literal hours is insane to me. It's like one of those dystopian futures in sci-fi movies. I send my condolences to anyone who has a friend or family member who plays Skyblock willingly. Like, wouldn't you rather spend your time playing Bed Wars or actually accomplishing something, or even interacting with other humans outside of Minecraft? When a game gets to a point where you're basically forced to use an auto-clicker or some kind of macro to play the game because it's so repetitive and boring that it's a very real threat of carpal tunnel and other stress-related injuries, there's something seriously wrong. There's something wrong with the game because no game should be that repetitive and monotonous, but there's also something wrong with the player base because no game should have a player base that sticks around after a game poses health issues towards them. I feel like the only reason people still play Skyblock is because they get some kind of sense of reward after working for hours towards a goal. That is something I can understand myself. I understand wanting to strive to accomplish a goal and achieve something, but trust me, the last thing you're doing when you play Skyblock is accomplishing something. There's no better example of a fake sense of accomplishment than this game. It makes you think that you did something big because you spent so much time working towards that goal, but in reality, all you managed to accomplish was raising your damage by a few thousand points. If you enjoy the sense of accomplishment, play a game like Bed Wars or Sky Wars. These games require skill and effort to play, and whenever you win a game, you've actually succeeded at something. Or another alternative is to get a hobby. I'm not joking, I'm being serious. You can quit Skyblock and do something productive, like handiwork around your house or games in the park with friends. Or if you aren't into physical activity, maybe something more laid back like Dungeons and Dragons or Magic the Gathering is right for you. People love to make jokes about how Skyblock is an addiction and Skyblock ruined my social life, and it's easy to hide behind comedy and say those things, but Skyblock by definition is an addiction for some people, and it can sometimes even be harmful to someone's mental and physical health. There's nothing wrong with enjoying Skyblock. If that's what makes you happy, then go for it, but it can be harmful to your social life and people around you if you get too caught up in the game and you forget to maintain a game-life balance. If you're like me, you often find yourself scrolling through YouTube for minutes at a time looking for something to watch. I watch a lot of Minecraft content on YouTube, but something that I can't stand is Skyblock content. I don't see why anyone would find Skyblock entertaining, but I especially don't see how someone would find it possible in this universe to enjoy watching someone else play Skyblock. At least when you're the one playing Skyblock, you're actually interacting with things and using your brain, but watching someone play Skyblock is like watching someone watch paint dry. Some people might argue that if I watch someone play Bed Wars, it's the same thing, but those two circumstances aren't comparable. Bed Wars is actually an eventful game, and things are constantly happening, and it keeps the viewer engaged. Skyblock, on the other hand, has previously mentioned issues. In the past, people have tried and failed to make Skyblock interesting to watch. Most of the time, people fail to make it interesting by constructing tutorials on how to complete certain tasks in the game. These videos are ultimately pretty boring though, because you're just watching someone kill the same mob over and over. Whenever you join Skyblock, there's basically no direction or help on what you're meant to do is. You have no way of knowing what the next thing you're meant to unlock is, or the next area you're meant to explore. On top of being a prison server, Skyblock is also a guessing game. To help even further stress my point, I will now play the first few minutes of Skyblock only using the quest bar at the top. I will try my hardest to go into this with the mindset that I have never touched Skyblock before and I've never heard of the game before. Hey guys, so I am here in Skyblock. I've never heard of this game before in my life, and I'm totally not actively filming a video about it. Anyways, okay, let's see. So there's nothing in my quest bar. As you can see, I have the quest bar, but it's not, there's nothing there. So I guess, since I don't know what to do, I'm just gonna bridge over there to see who that is.
2,000 years later.
I totally didn't know the exact amount of blocks that's required. Anyways, hello there. Skyblock is much part as something something something. Can you slow down? What the hell? Larger universe. He just like repeated himself. And then use the portal. You mean this portal right here? Okay. Wow, this is so crazy. Talk to the villagers. Which one? There's a lot of NPCs around. I'm going to assume because of this green particle that you mean this villager right here and that one over there. I just logged in and I have no idea what collection is. I need someone to explain that for me. Okay, all jokes aside, did he just advertise the freaking forums to me? That's hilarious! Okay guys, I'm just gonna like speed up the footage because this is taking forever and I don't know. None of these guys are even telling me anything useful, so I'm just gonna speed it up until I get to my next quest. Ooh, I have a new objective. Talk to the lumberjack. Okay, I have a new objective. Chop down some logs. I can do that. What the hell? So, I'm going to chop down some logs. I'm not exactly sure why, but this guy asked me to, so... I'm so glad that I don't have an axe because nobody told me how to get one. This is very much fun. Okay, now that I have those, I need to go back to the lumberjack and give them to him. Let's go. He gave me an axe. Travel to the park behind the woods. Am I supposed to know where the hell that is? Okay. Ooh, what is that? Alright, collect birch logs. Woohoo! I went straight from mining oak logs to mining birch logs because, as I've already mentioned, the only content in this godforsaken game is mining fucking blocks. This is so fun. I'm having a golly good time. In all seriousness, I'm already getting bored of playing the game because all I've done so far is run in circles and mine blocks. If this doesn't prove to you how boring Hypixel Skyblock is, then I don't know what will. Talk to Charlie? Who the fuck is Charlie? I got distracted. Woohoo! Talk to Gustav, but I thought I was supposed to talk to some Charles guy. Where am I supposed to be going? Okay, I'm gonna follow the particles. Oh, would you look at that? I'm physically incapable of completing this race because I need to mine a bunch of blocks before I'm allowed to do it. Let's go. You know, I think that's enough of that. If that didn't prove to you how much of a shithole this game is, then you might want to get your eyes checked. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but there was just some stuff that I was dealing with, but now I'm back and I think I should have a decently consistent upload schedule. But anyways, without further ado, it is the end of the video, so please leave. Like, seriously, click off the video, you absolute psychopath. Why are you even still here? Shouldn't you have clicked off by now?